As SP, I messaged Rob and Tammy because we were all worried about you this morning, and they messaged me just to double make sure if they missed it. And I was like, no, she still haven't went on, and I haven't know anything. So I messaged them right away, and it's been on my end. It says that I've been on the box with SP like for 17 minutes, so you didn't miss barely anything.
Yeah, 17 minutes is how long I've been live altogether.
Okay, well, yeah, and we're just talking about like of SP health so far. We were thinking that me and Donna and I think Tanya, I believe, when I was in my life, I think that we were suspecting that you were not feeling good. And yes, SP, we were jumping into conclusions. Um, we were suspecting that either you were not feeling well, or since it's Wednesday, you were probably out and about with the hubby. And I told Donna, no, I think hubby's at work, so not until after he gets out from work, SB will be out and about.
You know, it's crazy how much y'all know about my life.
Yep,
But it just goes to show that I'm so open about, like y'all know, Wednesday is Flounder Day,
yep.
Thursday's Grocery Day, and I
Uh,
don't do none of that until hubby gets home.
yep. And on the weekend, if you do go out, is always to a Dollar General or Dollar Tree or to Pop Shelves. So
Yep.
yeah, we know the instead of the TikTok streets, we know where you've been hit. If they have a problem with you, they have a problem with the whole entire
Well,
community.
so um it's cat.
Cat, uh,
Cat, Layla's mom was in there. Charlotte was in there. Steven is the one who said hi to me and left.
that's
Um,
or
and they started talking about eating cherries. Like literally, I swear on everything I love. When I said, come in and said, good morning, beautifuls, all of a sudden it seemed like whatever they were talking about got into talking about eating cherries. So I don't understand what any of that is. This
uh,
Tammy, but
about 20
this
minutes ago.
this Tammy, which Tammy?
Right. Be
No,
Pacific.
Tammy.
Be Pacific.
So
Which
Tammy and 954 had a conversation, and Tammy 954 and Tammy's like, we're not gonna not be friends. You're gonna be my friend. Oh, you was in there? Are you Tammy? Is that what you was saying? Bye bye, pink car. You was in there
bye bye.
too?
I think bye bye. Pink girl said that her name is Tammy.
Oh,
Tammy.
Tabby. Okay.
I got her met. I understood the assignment. She's saying,
Okay, so Tammy was in there too. I don't remember who all was in there. I remember Charlotte, Kat, and here's the situation. It started out with a problem with Kat, and 954, and listen, I validate 954's feelings. Her feelings were hurt. And instead of apologizing, it seemed like the person doubled down on it, and and I didn't want to be involved in none of that.
yeah,
That's not me. My moderators go everywhere,
yeah,
and I don't say, oh, you went over there, f that. I just don't do that, and I feel like that because 954 is my moderator, that they put me that. And listen, for the ones who don't know, it was something as so 954 lost her father and her brother.
yeah.
Okay, so on
She was grieving. So
Father's Day, She was very upset, very upset. And
Or that,
a
like, the
beautiful
things are valid.
soul gave her a TikTok universe, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Rob's World. I think
Rob's
because
World, Rob's World.
yeah, because I did made a post and yes, if you guys go through my TikTok, y'all gonna see I was dry bagging pretty much for like do it again, because I was screen recording it. I was screen
and
recorded that.
and 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 Kat comes up in the box. Now, mind you, 954 was grieving that day. Her father is dead. Her brother's dead. Her brother's death anniversary either just passed or was coming up. So she was already struggling. And Rob could feel that, and he sent her that. And that
Yeah,
was such a beautiful thing.
it
And
was.
Kat gets up in the box and says, well, what do you do? Why would you get that? What do you do? What is your, what do you do for you? And it hurt. And 954 immediately dropped down. And instead of going into an apology, it 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 turned into something else. So but I stayed neutral on it. I stayed neutral on it. I went into Kat's live streams, and it just felt like I was not um what is that? Like I wasn't.
You tried to keep yourself out of it, and I totally understand.
I
And
didn't feel comfortable going in there anymore. I didn't, because I just didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't do.
I get it, SP. It's just like me, like, and me and Donna on my live earlier, we were talking about it. Like, we were talking about like how the subject of Doug, of how he's losing his supporter little by little. And if he says that TikTok is his job, well, instead of doing what he's doing, what he's supposed to be personally, like if he's gonna be drinking on his life, well, do a set up schedule. Do what you gotta do. If you're gonna be drinking, do it out of the camera. And obviously to build up a team or build up your group, you have to start from the bottom up, like to compare to the big TikTok creators. And at the end of the day, people will drop any gifts that they want to anyone. No one is obligated, to drop gifts. And if Rob decided to give 954 that, was because he did it out of his kindness, out of his heart. And he knew that she emotionally was not okay, due to that she was grieving the loss of two family members, and it's totally understandable. Like, July 7 was my brother-in-law anniversary of his passing, and it was also his birthday, and I totally understand 954 of grieving. And people grieve differently, and over a gift, I think that they should not be getting upset over it. You there, SB?
Right.
Oh, so hope we don't push ourselves on anyone. True, Connie. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
It is. And I'm Switzerland. I try to stay out of all of that. And but that really, that hurt my feelings, because I don't know what these girls get into out here on these streets, and I'm not them and they're not me.
Exactly, and you're trying not to get involved because at the end of the day, everyone got their own stuff going on. Just like you have your health issues that you need to focus right now, and whatever that they have going on, they've grown up adults, and they could fix it between them each other. And sad that it's sad because we all a beautiful community. We always stick with each other, and any problem that there is going on, I think that we could all fix it together and resolve it.
And Tammy, I can understand if you're talking about the situation of that of the live stream that I'm talking about. Um, I like I said, I didn't. When it's okay. So perception is what a person's reality. Okay, person like my perception is my reality. The only one who spoke to me that morning when I came in there was Steven, and he left. He said, I'll be right back. He might not have dropped down. He might have just muted. I can't remember that. But then everybody started talking about cherries. Now that's not my perception. That's what happened. Oh yeah, I listen, a lot of those were muted up there. A lot of the accounts were muted up there. And Kat was talking, if I'm not mistaken, it was Charlotte or Layla's mom. And my perception, I can only speak of my perception. And my perception, when I went in there and spoke, good morning, beautifuls, Steven, out of everybody, is the one who spoke to me. This has been, I could probably go back to my mod chat and tell you how long it's been, because I immediately went to the mod chat and was like, what the fuck's going on? What's going on? Oh, I know you would, I know you would, Tammy. I know you would. I know you don't. I know. Listen, I know that you want, that you don't want to be ugly to people. You're not ugly to people. But like I said, okay, okay. 2 different days. We're talking 2 different days, Otis. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me see what Lulu's barking at. Ashadata, could you explain the 2 different days? One day was Father's Day, the other day was only 4 days ago.
Father's Day was last month, and I think it was around Father's Day, I believe, or on Father's Day that Rob's World dropped the universe, if I'm not mistaken. I had to look at the video that I made. And I know a while back ago, I don't remember on whose life it was, but it was brought up to the attention of the host about that situation between 954 and Kat in regards of that. I know that it's been a while.
Yeah, so Father's Day was what went on with Kat and
about the universe. Yeah, that Rob
954.
Yes, he dropped,
and that was in Scott's live stream.
Yes, Scott's live. By the time that Rob's World dropped, it was Scott, the host. 954 was on the bigger box, and Charlotte was underneath Scott. And we were all joking around and stuff like that. That's when Rob's World dropped a uni on 954, and I do have the screen recording, and I did make the post on the on my TikTok, and we were all joking around about dry bagging for uni and stuff like that. And I told everyone that I was screen recording, and I was teasing Rob like, "Do it again, do it again." And he came and dropped elephant animals to.
Oh yes, and that was for Scott.
Yes.
That went
And
to Scott.
and Charlotte was like, "Oh my God, it's an elephant! It's an elephant!" You guys could hear the whole thing on the post I made, and he did it out of his kindness. I
But
noticed.
Charlotte also Charlotte also got a big gift also, right?
Yes, that part I did not screen record
Okay,
it
yeah,
because
and I didn't see it either. I didn't see none of this. I didn't see none of this go on. I got in there afterwards. But Charlotte also got a huge gift
yes,
from 954 also. Charlotte had also been having and Rob's world is an empath. He feels people's pain and he acts accordingly. And so then Kat comes up and Kat says, 954, what do you do to deserve that? She didn't call nobody else to carpet about it, right? She didn't say, well, Charlotte, what wonders do you do?
yeah,
Scott, what
that
do you do? She
though
singled
that
out 954, want to know what 954 does.
yeah, and that part like after that I made because I did got out. I do recall getting out of the live and post the video and tag them in the post. And when I came back, Kat was already there. So that part I pretty much missed out, including the gifts that Charlotte got dropped off on her. And I was happy. Like, I'm that type of person. I'm super humble. And if you get something, I'm happy for you, you know. And I was super happy for all of them. So, pretty much that part of being like, what do you do? I missed that part.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
was and it was like, what do you do that's so great that you would get a gift like this? And 954 didn't give her regular chatter or nothing. She dropped down.
Yeah, because I do recall. I think I made a comment on that live of where did 954 went to,
Yeah,
and
and she dropped down because her feelings was hurt. And instead of taking that time, and I'm not taking anybody to task. People are people. But instead of taking that time to be self-aware and like 954 is my friend and I must have hurt her feelings and I'm sorry. I'm sorry whatever I just said. I'm sorry. Instead, it was a double down of, well, I don't understand what she does, or something around that effect. Um, and so then people, I get messages where people feel funny about even going into Kat's live streams anymore, or being where Charlotte's at, or and I didn't want to be wrapped up in none of it. And then what happened to me to where, like I said, it's my perception. It might have not have been reality at all. It's my perception of what I viewed when I went into that room. And it was when I went in there and said, good morning, beauties. Stephen spoke to me. And another conversation was started about eating cherries. And I could probably pull up the mod chat and it say just exactly that. I know that I've got a TBI and it's hard for me to remember shit. But I do know that when I walk into a room of people that I feel that I've made connections with over this past months, when I go into a room and instead of feeling wanted in that room, I feel some other type of way, then and like I said, only one spoke to me out of 5 or 6 that was in the room. And listen, I'm not saying it's my perception. My perception. I'm not saying that that was reality at all. I'm telling you what my perception was when I went into that room.
And it's like for an example, when and it's my my opinion, because obviously I've been going lately live and I know how it feels. I welcome everyone in when they come into the live. And it's I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, but to compare to other, like for example, like Kat or you, SP, my group is small, so obviously my lives don't get a lot of people in there. And I know how it feels of going into some a big TikTok creator live and not being said hi back. And I know that when, for an example, when Kat does go live in the morning, there's not a lot of people that go into her live. So I know that it's not hard for them to miss your name when you join their live, because I'm that type of person that I observe everything that goes around, and I know that, like in her life, for an example, not a lot of people go in there, so it's not hard to miss you coming into their life. And when, for an example, one time that you, before this incident, when you did went into her live one time, um, I did said good morning or hi to you, but the chat, once you, SP, and do not take it offensive. Once you make yourself known, present, the chat goes running like flying because you're loved and you have a good heart. And once you say hi or make your presence known, a whole lot of people will be like, oh my God, it's SP, it's SP. And we all want to do is love on you. And I'm just so surprised that they missed that part of saying hi to you.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Do you know that a lot of people do not know this, but um I know how people are and how people can get. Lulu, chill out. And do you know that, when I first started going into Mexican homies, um and he would say like, oh, SP, blah blah. And do you know I even private messaged him and was like, you don't even have to say hi when I come in, because I know that it causes, not only does it put a target on his back, but number two, it causes a lot of disruption in the chat with people who don't like me and with people who do like me. And it's so hard for me to get to everybody that says hi to me. And but I try to say hi to everybody when in my chats and stuff. And listen, sometimes I don't even hold people to task that don't say hi to me, because I think, well, maybe my comment didn't go through. And
Yeah.
so I'm always making excuses for the host as to why that maybe they didn't speak to me. But I do know what happened that day. And there's no, listen, you don't have to, nobody has to try to fix anything. Um, I, this, I, it's just a conversation. It's just a conversation. It's not a bashing of Kat, because I think the world of Kat. I think Kat I think she's got a great heart. I think she's got a great
She
heart.
does. She does.
And
And
I
she's
think that,
funny too.
yes, she is. And whatever happened between her and 954,
That's
yeah,
between
I love
them.
954 like she's my daughter. But I I I I don't want to, I'm not going to walk away from friendships because 954 don't like somebody. I'm not going to walk away from friendships because Sarah don't like somebody. There's people that 954 like, that Sarah like, that KK like, that Dubs likes, that other people like, that I just don't care for. But never, not a word do I try to shoot them down, speak bad on them, or nothing like that, because that's just not my nature, and it's not their nature either.
I,
And Tammy, I did see your messages to 954, and let me tell you something. 954, she's in the heat of it, okay? But me, I was look. I'm just going to tell y'all one sentence in Tammy's messages, and it was something like, um, I'm not going to stop being your friend or something like that. It's just basically like, listen, we can fight right now, but you're still going to be my friend because I love you. And you know, I know that 954 really want to be upset about that, but I could not, because Tammy's like digging her feet in, like I'm not going nowhere. And 954 is like, you're going somewhere. Tammy's like, no, I'm not. And that, I just found that hilarious in a moment, and neither one of them even know of this moment, but in a moment of that I feel like, you know, I feel like that our friendships are being like I feel like we're all being under attack right now. Like we're
Yeah,
gonna, like people, things, not necessarily people, but certain things, like, and it feels to me like this is a time that you got to say, if I call you my friend, hey, I'm going to call you my friend after we fist fight also. I
yeah,
just don't walk away from friendships like that.
yeah. And I totally understand you